Welcome to the first episode of Sci-Five. I'm your host, Shea-Kurek. On Sci-Five, we talk about important scientific and technological innovations that happened this week. This week, we'll be talking about giant apes, black holes, and a new state of hydrogen, and more. As strange as it seems, scientists at Senekenberg Center for Human Evolution and Paleoenvironment in Terrebonne say that they've discovered a new species of giant ape, weighing from 440 pounds to 1,100 pounds, at about 6 to 10 feet tall. The newly discovered species, Gigantopithecus, was massive. These creatures lived approximately 100,000 years ago, when it was believed that their inability to adapt changed the climate and forced them into extinction. I'm just surprised we haven't noticed a bunch of huge fossils until recently. I can understand the inspiration behind King Kong and a lot of the other folklore and myths with giant apes now, since we actually discovered one. Recent findings show that black holes come in more than just two sizes. Most people familiar with black holes have heard of the massive interstellar ones at the center of galaxies. Their weights ranging from about 10,000 to 100,000 times larger than the Sun. Less known, but are the extremely small ones which have been created in the lab to date. Just recently discovered this week are intermediate-sized black holes of about 1,000 times or smaller than our Sun. Newest one being M82X1. Originally thought to be an abnormality, it's come to light that it has a lower solar mass than we've ever seen in any black hole, of 428. Medium-sized black holes have been theorized but never actually seen in nature to date. It's good to see predictions of general relativity come into fruition. Everybody's heard of hydrogen. At least they should have. It's the most abundant element in the observable universe. It's critical for the functioning of life within water and loose hydrogen bonds within DNA. And it's the primary fuel source for all stars. So let's hope you've heard of hydrogen. But most people have not heard of hydrogen 5 or hydrogen V. I'm not actually sure which one it is. But newly created and originally predicted in the 1930s, hydrogen 5 was created at the University of Edinburgh in Scotland this week. They used two large diamond anvils with 55 million pounds of pressure per square inch in order to create a solid form of metallic hydrogen. This is to give scientists a better glimpse at what it might look like inside of the planet Jupiter, who has similar conditions. It was also at room temperature, which is very impressive for creating a solid gas. Some quick news into the fields of space mining. Scientists have been able to fully 3D print an object made of alien metal. It's not foreign alien, not in the sense that extraterrestrials had it. However, it was made using the metal from a meteorite, which contains similar things that would be found in asteroids in space. As space mining has become economically viable, or is becoming economically viable, it's a good step to see what people will do with that type of metal once it comes back to Earth. Last up, we have a fascinating material revolution by the chemists at MIT. They've created a substance that can store sunlight as chemical energy as opposed to electrical energy. This piece of dual-layered molecules have two different configurations. When exposed to sunlight, it begins to charge and build up chemical bonds. Then, either by stimulus or by temperature change, depending on what type you've built it for, it will then emit that energy back as heat. This new material can be applied to clothing, surfaces, it's transparent, and it's malleable, so it could be put on anything. I see some pretty high advantages in the sense that you could easily keep yourself warm as opposed to using heavy wool clothing or feathers inside coats. And it could also be used as a new source for renewable energy, so good on you there, MIT. That's all for now. Thanks for joining me on Sci-Five.